Hello, everybody. Sato. I'm back. I know it's been a while. It's been a while um, since my last upload, and it's been a while since I've made one of these. Actually, my last upload, I recorded that probably like 2 months ago. So it's been a long time since I've actually sat down and recorded a vlog. And I think I owe you guys an apology for leaving so long and not really saying anything. But I really had to like put my life on hold um, for what I'm going to talk about. So I have good news for once. Um, so as you know, in my last video, I talked a little bit about going to truck driving school. For probably the last 6 months I was working at my old job, I started getting interested into trucking, and I started watching a lot of videos on YouTube, doing a lot of research, and following a lot of trucking YouTubers. And I waited 6 months because I really wanted to see if it was something I really wanted to do. So when the beginning of 2023 started, I was like, all right, it's time to go. I applied to a couple places because there's like a million trucking companies you can apply to. Found a good one, and they moved me through the process, and that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last 2 months. And I'm gonna spare you guys a lot of the details. Originally, I was going to separate this video and make it into like a series and like spread it throughout my YouTube channel. I don't know, somewhere along the beginning of my journey, I decided to like just solely focus on, schooling and whatnot, put all my energy into that. So that's kind of why I stopped making videos. So yeah, I went through the trucking school, finished that, and then after that, they find you a mentor, and you work with the mentor for another month. So I just finished up with my mentor this week, and the other day they finally assigned my truck. They took me out to where they have all their new trucks or whatever, or their the trucks that aren't assigned to anybody. And they were like, "You want this one?" And I look in it, and I'm like, Can I get something that's a little newer? Can I get something that's a little like this, a little like that? It's kind of like Goldilocks and the porridge. You got to find the one that's just right. And I found one that was all right. I just kind of wanted to, just go ahead and get one. I didn't want to spend all afternoon looking for the perfect truck. So finally got my truck, and I'm just chilling for a few days, like before I start my first assignment and go out on my own. Yeah, I decided like now that I'm finally done with all that, I can finally sit down and make a video. It feels like the right time. Like it's just I had to put so much of my life on the back burner to move forward in life, basically. So that's where I've been. I've seen your comments. I want to give a shout out to Skullnum. I want to give a shout out to Martin, and I want to give a shout out to Lurker. They were they were three guys that were like they're like, "Where are you at, man?" So if you guys are wondering, that's where I was. Any of my other subscribers who always comment, you guys who watch me but don't comment, I'm back, baby. I'm back. While I was driving with my mentor, first of all, let me talk about my mentor a little bit. Now, my mentor, I'm not going to say he was the best mentor, and I'm not going to say he was the worst. I'm going to say he was somewhere in the middle. He was all right. Like I said, I'm going to spare you guys the details. There's a lot I can say, but there were days where he was pretty chill, and then there were some other days where it was like, oh my God, there was one day where it was raining, and I was quote unquote speeding. How you kind of, when you're driving, you kind of just keep up with traffic. You don't really look down at the speedometer. Like that's kind of what I was doing. I was driving with traffic, and he kind of snapped at me. Like he's like, hey, you need to, slow down. Like, why are you driving so fast? I got a family. You're playing with my life here. And he just kind of snapped off. I was like, there was a few instances of that, like, and then he always had a problem with me like listening to music. Like if I hit a pothole, oh, you were listening to your music, that's why you hit the pothole. Or like somebody cut me off, oh, you were listening to your music, you weren't looking in your mirrors, that's why he cut you off. That's why like everything that was happening outside of the truck was my fault somehow. So days like that was kind of irritating. But then there were days where like he wouldn't say anything. He would just be in the sleeper berth, just on his phone, and he would just let me drive. That was mainly near the end of our time together. But yeah, I had to hold my tongue a lot. I had to bite my tongue a lot. Like when I wanted to like snap back at him, like I physically had to like bite down on my tongue and be like, don't say anything. Just let it go. You're not gonna be with him that long, cause I swear, there was one day I was gonna tell him to shut the hell up. Like I was just on the verge of saying it. Like, whew, I was so close to saying it, but I literally bit down on my tongue and I just held it there for like 5 minutes, and then I let myself like simmer down. I was like, just keep driving, just ignore it, Whew. But all in all, he was an okay guy. He wasn't the best mentor, he wasn't the worst mentor. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm glad I'm done with that part of my training. I'm definitely glad I'm done with the school part. The school part was that was exhausting. And I think the best part of this whole journey I've been on is I met some new friends. Some people from the school I still keep in contact with. Like I was walking to my car, and a guy I was in school with, he was in the parking lot. He was like, "Oh, hey Sato, what's up?" And I hadn't seen him for a couple weeks, and I was like, "Oh snap, what's up, man?" We talked for a bit, and then I kept in touch with a few people. We text back and forth, like, "Where are you at?" He's like, "Oh, I'm in Utah. I'm in California. I'm in this and that." And I should probably talk about that too. So when I went out with my mentor, the first place we went to was Salt Lake City, and I've never been to Salt Lake City before, so I was like, "Screw it, let's go." We jumped in the truck. It was nice up there. We went up there a couple of times. Oh my God, we went to Las Vegas and Henderson. We went there like, oh my God, we probably went there like 20 times, dude. Oh my God, I was getting so sick and tired of going there. What else? Where else did I go? New Mexico. I went to El Paso. Never been to El Paso before. And then when you're driving through El Paso, you can see Juarez from the other side of the border, which was pretty cool. And where else did I go? San Bernardino, like right outside San Bernardino. California there's a lot of rules if you're driving a truck in California. But my mentor, he only works regional, so he only works in like the Southwest. So we would come back to Phoenix like maybe 2-3 times a week. So I got to, be in the truck sometimes and then be home sometimes over these last few weeks. But now that I have my own truck, I can finally do OTR. And for those of you that don't know, OTR stands for over the road, and it's basically all 48 states of the United States. So branching off of that, one of my biggest bucket list things is to travel more. And the good news is about trucking is you get to travel and you're getting paid to do it, basically. So you're traveling for free and you're getting paid to do it. Granted, you're not really going where you want to go, but I think that's part of the fun of it. That's part of the adventure, is like not knowing where you're going to go next. So I left my last job while I was in school, and since I don't work there anymore, I can basically tell you what I did. Like, I kind of kept it private because, I don't know, I just didn't want to put that information out there. But I worked at this place where they clean cars. I was like an auto detailer, and it was like this big parking lot with like thousands of cars, hundreds of cars, and it was like me and 50 other people detailing cars, and then they'd send it through the car wash, and that's basically all you did, basically. just clean cars. And I did that for 2 years. It became like just monotonous. It was just like going to work, grab the vacuum, grab the little wipey thing, wipe the windows, clean out the gunk in the car. And you just did that over and over and over again. It got to the point where I didn't even have to think about it, And like I knew, like since the very first day I started at that job, I was like, this is just temporary right now. This is just what I'm going to do while I figure out what I want to do in my life. Didn't know it was going to take 2 years. I didn't know I was going to be there for 2 years, but it was, at the time, it was the most stable thing in my life. And it did help me because a few years ago I was going through a lot of mental health stuff. I'm past all that. I don't want to keep harping on that. I just, that was part of my past. I just want to keep that all in the past. So that job did help me have stability. It did pay me well for the most part, and it was an easy job. But I knew one day that there was going to come a time where I was going to have to move on. Eventually I did, and I'm moving into trucking. But I think I've reached the peak of what I wanted to say. I think I've gone on a little too long. I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm back. And yeah, there'll be more videos soon. All right.